Live. We are live. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Ferrets 101 podcast. Today we're going to be talking about expectations versus reality. But before we do that, I want to give a little introduction. I am Jacob. I'm the owner of the Captain Jack Ferret channel, and also the owner of these two cute things. And today I am joined by a gal named Carla, or some of you might already know her as Frolicking Ferrets. She's also holding a ferret named Bandit. Actually, correction.
Polecat.
A polecat. A European polecat named Bandit. So, one of the things that this podcast is meant to do is inform you about ferrets, polecats, and, well, mainly ferrets, but also just to share stories and talk about ferrets and all that lovely stuff. But today, we're going to be talking about expectations versus reality meant towards helping potential ferret owners. So one of the first things I want to talk about is the difference between a polecat and a ferret. So Carl, you've currently got a polecat.
Yep.
So this is...
They are meant to be
This
Bandit.
is Bandit. Alright, so let's talk about some of the differences between ferrets and polecats.
Polecats are not that tame for a start, and they're supposedly bigger than ferrets, but she's not because she was too small.
And
there's a big colour difference.
Yeah, she's a bit darker than Jack here.
Yeah, although the line there has disappeared on her because it's a winter coat. But when she gets a summer coat back, she'll just go jet black.
She was jet black.
But for now, she just looks like an angry teddy bear.
Yeah, she kind of does.
Willow don't know.
And Jack is just here kind of like, well, I'm just going to sit around and wait for this to be over. All right,
Willow
so one of the main things I think that I wanted to use as a distinction is that the polecats are meant to be out in the wild, whereas ferrets are meant to be in your home and be your companions. But Bandit here wasn't that case.
No, she... Willow, get down. Get down. She was too small to be released into the wild. It's alright, I managed to get her inside the box. Bandit was too small to be released into the wild, so I brought her. But
and now she's
like living with Willow. Yeah. She doesn't tolerate the other ferret. She only tolerates Willow, but I don't know why. I think it might be because she grew up with her. Although she did grow up with Whisper, but she just attacks Whisper. She tried to kill Whisper earlier in the year. I was like...
It's not terribly nice. So I think I can screen share and screen 2, I think, should do the trick. Present to everyone, so it should go up here. This is a picture of Bandit. Now, one of the interesting things that I wanted to talk about as well is the different types of polecats. Now, currently we've got on the screen, we've got a striped polecat, I think.
Yeah, but they're also known as Zorillas.
Zorillas.
Or a steppe polecat.
And then there is the...
Ow! You little shit! Let go! Let go! She's biting me right now. You little bugger.
Well, that, we're having ferret technical issues.
Yeah, she's just been hung off my finger. Oh. Bandit's back inside the box.
Well, that's kind of good.
Yeah, she's actually just bit me. And she was hung on for a while, too.
Ooh.
That hurt. Yeah, now that's going to bleed everywhere, and I'm going to be like, oh, God. So that can stay down there. Out my way. There you go.
So...
Proof, don't get a polecat. You can help it.
Yeah, don't get a polecat. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the...
Oh no, it's going to get much bloodier than that.
So the marigold... The marigold, polecat, and
it's
the
a marbled.
Marbled. I'm
It's a
sorry.
Yeah.
Very interesting
I
polecats.
think it's just bleeding everywhere. But like, yeah.
So yeah, don't get a polecat as your first ferret. You'll bleed a lot.
Yeah, she hasn't bit me since February, actually. Like that,
so,
anyway. She hasn't. It's like,
ew.
little shit. No, that did hurt. And
Yeah, it
now
might be
my
the
finger,
fact that we're
it
going
thumbs.
live right now. She's like, I'm going to make a show.
I'm gonna cause a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You don't
So
want me in
one
any
of the
more
things
videos.
that is in America with terminology is the fact that polecat can sometimes be associated with a skunk.
Even though they're not actually skunks. But they are related.
Yeah, they're related, but they're not skunks. And then also there's a terminology difference between what we call, I believe it's unneutered and then neutered ferrets between the UK and America. They have different terminology.
Although Hob and Jill, they're the same. It's the others.
Okay, so what are these differences?
Well, in America they call it a neutered hob, a gib. Over here we call it a hobble. And then, and with a spade Jill, over where you are, is a sprite. And over here we don't have a term.
You guys don't?
No. So to be honest, I'm quite happy sticking with sprite. And with the vasectomized hob, I think they're the same, but I'm not completely sure.
Yeah.
I call it hoblet, not hobble. So, yeah. That wasn't expected.
Yeah, but it makes for an interesting highlight.
What? Carla gets bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna grab
Ferrets
Willow.
101 podcast now with 100% more action.
You should just change it.
All right, so
great neighbor's dog howling.
Another thing I want to talk about is the life expect. Whoops. Okay. One thing that I want to talk about is the life expectancy and common diseases. So, life expectancy, I can go ahead and answer.
It's just sort of going everywhere now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's add in a topic improv here. One of the things that you might encounter as a ferret owner or a polecat owner is bleeding a lot. These guys have some very, very sharp teeth. And
they hang on like what Bandit did. If you had seen now, she was hanging on, but I think I'd literally launched my iPad.
Yep, I can confirm that. So one of the things you might
she was hanging on for a while.
One of the things you might encounter is a ferret biting you and hanging on. He won't bite me because
it's not so much ferrets that do that. Unless the working ones, then they might do. But most working ferrets are actually friendly.
Yeah.
I think Willow might be feeling sick. She keeps burping.
Okay, so life expectancy is around 6 to 10 years is, I think, what most people agree on. Some ferrets have lived longer than that, up to around 12 or I think even 13. But they don't.
The oldest one in the oldest ferret in the UK lived up to 16.
But it's nowhere near dogs where they can live like 20, 30 years, I think.
Yeah. Dogs can live life forever. Yeah, next door's dog's howling is really, really annoying. I don't know whether or not you can hear it. You might be able to.
So, what are some of the common diseases that these guys can run into?
Well, unfortunately, I've come across one with Jasper. He's got adrenal disease. I would go and get him, but he just looks like a skelly bob, so I'm not going to. Plus, he's probably asleep.
I think Jack wants to be asleep right now.
Yeah, Willow just wants to explore. By the looks of it, she's just like, put me down. She's just gonna run. Just like a seal. Right, well, I'm gonna put her back, and might need to get something for my hand. Get in.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah. gonna bring the thing with me.
Alright, that should do. Alright, so while we're doing this, whoops. Wait, are we still working?
Yeah, I just moved into the kitchen.
Okay. So besides adrenal, what else can they run into?
Insulin. Right, wait there, I need to go get some toilet roll because I don't know where the other thing is.
Alright, well, I'm by myself for a moment here. Okay. So, first off, one of the things I want to talk about is also the first few weeks with your ferrets. So Rosie here is about 6-ish, 5 months old, and she's pretty good. As you can tell, she's not biting me like a certain polecat just did. And
yeah.
And she, for the most part, is pretty good about not biting. She will occasionally bite during play, but otherwise, well, she'll occasionally play bite, I should say. But otherwise, she's pretty good.
They all do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a big difference between biting and play biting. But
yeah, there was one and with Bandit hanging off a finger, and the difference between a nip. Which my little sister had a nip, but actually not from Willow once, and then she was just like, "Oh no, she bit me! I can't get my thing to balance." Stay.
So
okay, that's sort of.
So the first few weeks with Rosie here was really a lot of training, working with her, scruffing, all that to make it where she knows that biting is not something you're supposed to do. Rosie, for a while, would occasionally come into my bed and bite my legs because the food bowl is empty, if she was trying to tell me. And she's stopped that recently, but she's learned to wake me up. She's giving me that look like, what are you doing?
To wake you up.
And so your first few weeks with a ferret is probably going to be hours and upon hours of training, and also managing all their health, making sure they're a-okay, cuddling them maybe. Just something else I want to talk about.
Not so much in the.
Yeah, cuddling is something ferrets don't always do.
Yeah.
Like my
Willow occasionally does.
Like this one, my little one here will sometimes cuddle, but not always. And
yeah, but yeah, all the Jills of mine don't seem to cuddle. Jasper does.
But
Vinny hasn't yet. He's too busy bouncing around.
But Jack, he'll cuddle with me a lot. All right, so I think I had Rosie stationed on my shoulder quickly, but nope, she's looking around. You can also see her stripe right here. All right, so
besides, Willow's got a spot, but you can't see it.
All right, so besides adrenal, what else can they run into?
Insulinoma.
Though
I haven't run, it's like cancerous diabetes.
Ooh.
Although I haven't run into that yet, luckily.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, look! She's gonna look all innocent now. How innocent she's looking now.
She's just like, I did nothing.
I did nothing. You'll not suspect a thing. Get inside the box. Get in.
All right. So, okay.
Now.
So what would you say Willow's and Bandit's personality is?
Wow, Bandit. Wow, you've just seen it, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't want to be bothered by your human shenanigans.
No. She doesn't like being touched, really.
But she's a European.
No wonder Trevor... no wonder one of the judges at the Ashfield Ferret Club doesn't get along with her.
Okay, so what about Whisper?
I'm trying to get Willow with that.
Oh, Willow.
Yeah. Get in. Get in the box. Bandit trying to get out. You're not coming out now. You bit me. Yeah.
All right, so what's Willow's personality?
She doesn't. She seems weird, but she seems personalityless until she's playing. Other than that, she just sort of just sits and looks cute.
It's kind of what Rosie's doing. Rosie is a bit of a deaf ferret here. As far as we know, she can't hear. You can tell because she has a sable type coat. Well, she's a blaze, but
Yeah, not all of them are.
But it's a high chance. It's like 75%.
You just need to get her hearing tested. Just stick her next to a Hoover. No,
Yeah.
if she runs away, she's not scared. Unless it's actually like Jasper. Jasper just stands there like, I'm a bulldog, basically. So I know he can hear because I really don't think Willow's feeling too great at the minute. She keeps burping. It's not normal for ferrets to burp.
But Rosie, for the most part, she's kind of a sort of shy ferret. And she gets to play, and she's not incredibly shy. But for the most part, she'll just kind of peek around, poke around, all that lovely stuff. And Jack, his personality used to be wanting to play all the time. But as of recently, he's actually gotten to be the more calm and lazy type. He will play, but he'll also snuggle up next to you and actually just lay down on the floor right where he was previously standing.
Yeah. It just speed bumps constantly.
All right. So what would you say your general care is for these guys?
Well, today I had to clean them all out because, yeah, poo everywhere. But you just sort of feed them every day and get them out, play with them. And nail trim, which I need to do.
So
she's got long nails.
Some of the things that you might have to do is give them a bath occasionally, because they will get into, say, dirt, your food, all that lovely stuff.
So, yeah, we don't really bath them over here. We just stick them in a big pile of straw, and then they rub themselves all over it, and then that gets it all off for some reason. Yeah, and then they end up smelling like straw rather than bath soap.
Yeah, well, what I'll do is if it's not something serious with these guys, I'll just give them a little bit of a bath just in water with no shampoo of any kind, and that seems to work.
Yeah,
okay.
I do that if it's red hot. She just went like.
She's just like, well, I'm being held. Kind of like Jack.
I'm just gonna go limp. She's not looking at me like that. She keeps kind of just sitting there like, can't be bothered to move. I'm gonna need to move my iPad again. The cover's trying to cover up the camera.
Yeah, so you also, besides giving them a bath, you also need to occasionally clip their nails, clean out their ears, and brush their teethies. Well, in the case of Willow, in the case of Bandit, that might be a bit more difficult than it should be.
Not really, just scruff her and stick a toothbrush inside her mouth.
Yeah. I think
and then she'll probably latch onto the toothbrush.
I think the cleaning the ears would probably be the most difficult.
It's actually the easiest for Bandit, because when you scruff her, she just goes, yeah, if you scruff her, she just goes limp. As with the ferrets, they don't always go limp. She does. This one goes limp until you start touching her ears, and then she starts going all upset. Whisper, though, you can't scruff her, she just won't go limp. Yeah. So it's like headlock it. It's like headlock her and sort her ears out. So I can't believe Bandit, though. You naughty bugger.
Okay, so let's go over daily routine. Now, my daily routine, since I have these guys in my room without a cage, is to clean out the corners of my room. I have wood flooring, so it's not too bad if they miss. But I have paper towels in each corner of my room, so that when they go to that corner, it's not going on my floor, and I can just pick it up, put it in a bag afterwards, and refill it.
See what I mean? She just goes limp. Didn't do anything. She just
limp
lies there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, limp mode. So she has actually just been hanging on to me with them Nashers at the front.
Fun.
Yeah.
And
wasn't
so,
expected because I was holding it in a way that they're not actually supposed to be able to hold you, but clearly the computer said no.
The
computer lied to me.
So along with that, along with cleaning out the corners and replacing the paper towels, I also replaced their water and also their food, and also play with them. And occasionally have to give one of these two a little bit of a scruff because one of them latched onto me a bit too hard during playtime. Jack is really good about not biting, but he does have his moments occasionally. Then Rosie, I kind of have to still scruff her every now and then.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not as bad as what Bandit just did to me, and that weren't even like a really, really bad bite. She has done worse. But at least she's not as bad as cats. Because I don't know whether or not you remember the video of baby ferrets with mum.
I think
I had a bandage on my hand because a cat had bit me, which I've still got the scar to. It's like a little black dot.
That's not good. Jack, I think, is sleepy.
Not really.
He's just kind of like this.
Yeah, she's still wriggling. They just wriggle. Mine don't sit still.
So one of the things that you might run into is when you're first with your ferrets. When you first get them, you want to play with them, get them out, and all that. One of the things you might run into is them being dead asleep. It's like this. Just asleep the whole time. These things can sleep up to 20 hours a day. So they might very well be asleep by the time that you get there or you want to get them up to play. They're like, nope, we're sleeping.
But they can actually adapt. Mine have, anyway.
So one of the really interesting things is that if you say work a 9 to 5 and you're gone most of the day, they'll be sleeping most of the day because you're not there. And so when they get home, they'll wake up and want to play with you because they can't adjust to your schedule. All right, then. Let's see. So this is, let me see if I can screen share a little bit. Present to everyone. Here we go. So this is Bandit here, actually. Let's see.
Yep, that's the one that just bit me.
Yep, this one just took a bite of Carla here. That's Bandit. That is a Zilla ferret or striped ferret. Is a marble.
Marbled.
And then we have over here a few more pictures of that. And also there's a fox ferret.
Well, they call it a red fox ferret.
Red fox.
Well, a red fox polecat.
Red fox polecat.
They are a European polecat, but they're just ginger. They're very, very rare.
Let's see, do I have anything else? No. Jack is about to fall asleep. He's just like, I'm tired. Well, I believe that...
Mine's still just being wriggly.
I believe that covers most of everything that I want to talk about for this episode. Any final notes?
Not that I can think of. Other than Willows trying to get to the floor, but it's not happening because they're not allowed in this room.
Yeah. Well, let's do the final things of podcast and be proper and stuff. Where can people find you on social media?
Google Plus and Twitter.
At what?
That's it.
Ferrets?
Well, on Twitter it's Ferrets Frolic because it wouldn't allow me to have the full thing.
But on YouTube it is Frolicking Ferrets.
Same with on Google Plus.
And you have pictures of you have videos of baby ferrets and all that lovely stuff.
Yeah. I haven't got a video of Bandit biting me though. That'll be on yours.
Yep, that'll be in the podcast.
Oh, shit.
Alright. Well, you can find me
What's
at
she doing with her?
youtube.com/Captain Jack Ferret, and also there'll be links there to my other stuff. And I think we're gonna have to call it. If you'd like to suggest a topic for the next podcast, or want to even be on the show to talk about your ferrets, share stories or anything like that, please do leave a comment. And as always, I hope you have a nice day.